Yo, welcome to the zone, the fantasy throne. All world vibes where the stats get shown. Play the wrong gurus dropping gems on the mic. Line up, skid tight, every pick sounding right. From Sundays to Mondays, we making it clear. Great talk with the grab strategy severe. Deep dives absurd like a Hail Mary spree. All world fantasy where legends agree. Defenses stacking, the points adding weight. Host dropping heat, don't you dare show up late. Dynasty dreams or a DFS glance. This your winning ticket, give your lineup a chance. All world fantasy, we break it down raw. Draft board champs with a playbook to all. High game dishes, the knowledge too deep. From sweepers to stars, we make your team elite.
Welcome back to All Worlds Fantasy Podcast, episode number 4. Joining me today on this episode will be second time on the podcast, Josh. He's coach in the Last Man Standing League. Again, I'm gonna say this every episode is the best league in the world. But
Damn right.
welcome in, Josh.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me.
Hey, no problem, man. I appreciate you coming in, giving me some of your time. I know you're busy.
Never too busy for you, Book.
I appreciate it, bro. But all right, this podcast would be about our sleepers, our breakouts, and let's have one player that we think will break the internet this year. All right, what you got going on for your sleepers?
For my sleepers, all right, my sleepers are the guys I'm most excited to talk about.
Okay.
So, one, I like this kid, Savion Williams out of TCU.
Hmm.
Um, I don't think he's not going to go in the first round. Like nobody's going to ask him to step in and be wide receiver one. You know, they're going to ask him to come in a complimentary role because this dude is massive. This dude is like 6'5", you know, still trim. He can move. He didn't run at the combine, but everybody thinks he's particularly quick. Not huge yards after catch, 7 yards after catch, but he does lead the draft class in contested balls. Caught almost 90% of his contested balls in college, 88.6% throughout his 4 years. Um, the only thing that does concern me, and again, it's fine, you're not talking about him being a wide receiver one, this is a complimentary role, is if you look at everybody's like total yardage, that just doesn't take into account how many games are played and stuff like that. So the big thing that you look at is yards per route run.
Hmm.
Um, he's way low on that. Didn't even come in the top 10 in the draft class. 2.1 for yards per route run throughout his college career. But other than that, like I said, it's just super big body dude. Yards after catch is not great, but he's pretty good and he's very athletic. You know, some guys are that big and they're goofy. He's an athletic, quick dude, so I'm excited about him.
Who you compare to him in the NFL right now?
Man, so many of the big bodies. Like first you think AJ Brown, but that's just because he's another big body dude. It's hard to compare, people to those guys. You know, like DK Metcalf is a big body dude, but to compare anybody to them, it's unfair to all parties involved. So,
Okay.
um, yeah, I don't know any average big body guys. Maybe that's my lack of football knowledge, but I don't know any guys like over 6'3", 6'4" that are just average. They're either too goofy to play and don't make it, or they're ballers. Unless you can tell me I'm different, I just can't think of one.
The way you broke him down, I would say a Mike Williams, receiver from the Chargers.
Is he that big? Okay.
Yeah, I think he's 6'2", 6'3", about 220, 230. Um, um, you said not a lot of yards after catch.
I mean, almost a first down, almost 10-7, but he's not, not spectacular in it.
Okay, okay. And what they projected him to go?
They don't even have a number that I could find somewhere between third and fourth round. That's the kind of cool thing about this draft, especially as a Commanders fan, is they're talking about like the meat and bones of this draft, like being in in the third and fourth round because you have a lot of players that like yeah they could go they could go somewhere 10 through 20 or they could slide hard, um, especially defensive ends because there's a lot of them, but it's just not a QB heavy draft class. Everybody has their concerns
Yeah,
about just about every quarterback in the draft class. There's no super clear obvious number one pick. um,
yeah, that's true.
So it's interesting. I'm hoping that the Skins trade back their first overall pick. There's nobody. I don't think there's anybody that is that much better or going to be there at 29 than will be at 43 or 54.
I agree. This draft is, I don't know a lot about college, but the little research I have done on it, they said this draft is loaded with solid role players.
Yeah,
I like them. I'm definitely gonna be on my radar. Depending on what team draft them, and draft capital means a lot in the NFL. If you get picked in the first day or the second day, you'll pretty much guarantee your spot on the field. You'll guarantee some time. So if you get picked in the first or second day of the draft, I'm definitely be interested in them.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
All right, well, shit, that was a good one then, bro. My sleeper slash I'm gonna do a tweener. My sleeper slash breakout for next year is Tank Bigsby.
Okay.
Um, I mean
Why do you like Tank Bigsby? Why do you like Tank so much for next year?
the headliner is Lynn Coleman. Lynn Coleman is man. He's the coach that came from hold on one second. He's the coach that came from Tampa. He's the offensive coordinator.
Okay.
And what he have done over the years, recently, every team he's on, the offense is always top 10, top 12, and the quarterback play overall has improved from year to year. And Baker Mayfield set records last year as far as career highs. I didn't even know he was
Sure.
that dominant. 4,000
Yeah.
yards passing? I didn't even know.
Yeah. I like JJ McCarthy. I have JJ McCarthy as a sleeper for next year for the very same
Yeah.
reason because the quarterback's under O'Connell.
Yes. Um, so just that's the headline of Liam Cohen. And to go back to the quarterback play, if Trevor Lawrence don't take this step this year, he will be a first round bust.
Agreed. Hard agree. It's been too many years of being average and blaming everybody else around you.
Yes. And I got another
Um,
one that you can put in the same boat. Justin Herbert.
yeah, agreed. And again, neither one of them have ever blamed anybody around them, but that's always been the storyline is that
Yes.
there's not enough talent around them. It's not
Yes.
their fault.
That's
And
that's the storyline.
um,
But look what people
right.
talk about Dak. Dak got playoff victories.
What?
Dak got playoff victories.
Vic, how many does he have?
He got three.
Okay. Yeah, and they don't have any, right?
Yeah, they don't have any. Well, they played each other 2 years ago when both of them was trying to get the game to the other quarterback. Both of them had three plus turnovers. Like that game was sloppy. So
Yeah.
somebody had to win. Yeah. Lancome, he would be in that Bucky Irvin role from last year. Arguably, Bigsby had a semi breakout last year. But there's reason to believe, well, we'll get the full workload in 2025, at least 75 to 80% over Travis Etienne. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why. Um, Big was Bigsby was the far superior running last year. I don't know if nobody noticed because he played for Jacksonville, so a lot of people don't be tuning in for that. That's not on national TV. He averaged 4.6 yards per carry, Bigsby. ETN averaged 3.7. Bigsby averaged 3.74 yards after contact per carry. ETN averaged 2.48. Bigsby forced 46 missed tackles last season. ETN only forced 17. Granted, Bigsby doesn't offer much pass catching potential, but
Okay.
overall, like I said, it could just be like Tampa Bay.
Sure. No,
White,
that was going to be my only qualm is,
yeah.
a lot of people who think that ETN might have a breakout season this year say, like while Bixby has been a gangster in the past,
Hmm.
he's not as much as a dual threat, which makes him harder to be the number one back.
Yeah,
Just because you think he might get more playing time, because he's going to be in on not just the early downs, but the passing downs as well.
yeah. And then like I said, just overall, he's just a better overall running back than ETN. ETN is more explosive, like that, a straight line speed. But other than that, I got Bigsby.
All right, I like it.
Who else you got to bring up?
All right, so my next breakout is again guy who's going to go middle of the draft. Um, I don't have a whole lot of stats on this guy, but this guy is a freak. I do love him again, like both early down and passing ability. Um, but Cam Scatabo
Oh, I
just
heard, I
does.
heard something about him.
Yeah, he's out of Arizona. He just does not go down. I don't know why he's not talked about more in the draft. He didn't run a 40 at the combine, but he is just a freak of nature. I think it a little bit depends on which team he lands on. Um, somebody who's going to be able to use him to his full ability. So it'll depend where he lands to see how much I really like him in terms of going into the fantasy draft. But um, I love watching him play in college. Like all of his highlight tapes, he is just nasty.
I heard a little bit about him. The champ and Ali Rick brung him up in one of our episodes. I think it was the episodes of the running back episode. He brung him up. Like I said again, I don't know too much about him, but I heard some good things about him heading into the draft. They were saying like late, uh, early third, late third, around that third, fourth, fifth round.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Well, shit, another person put on there, especially if you land on a team that needs a running back. It don't have to be the number one, but a nice complimentary back, a change of pace back. That'll
yeah,
be
and I mean, I think he can definitely turn into a number one back. If not, I mean, dude, who knows? I would not be surprised if he just started off the rip. It was just a kind of freak of nature game. Like I would think Austin Eckler 2.0, but hopefully a consistent Austin Eckler of when we really saw him at his best and he was just nasty, just used everywhere on the football field. That's how I would like to see him used somewhere. So hopefully a team picks him that's willing to use him like that because he is a lot of fun to watch.
Oh man. I guess it'd be a lookout for a Cowboys fan.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Any team, I'll be so bummed at any team that he goes to that's not mine. So if uh if the Commanders don't get him, hopefully I can get him on my fantasy team.
Okay.
Have to figure out where to take him though.
All right. Well, my next, you mentioned him earlier. I would say again a sleeper and quote unquote a breakout because he was redshirted last year. JJ McCarthy. Um,
Yeah, yeah. I'm right there with you.
he gets his chance of one of, if not the most quarterback friendly offense in the league under coach Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
No, dude, you're absolutely right. So check this out. Quarterbacks in the last 3 seasons under O'Connell have 27 of 50 games with at least 22 points or more at quarterback. At least 8 of those are coming in a season. So with McCarthy, being a dual threat who's still capable, has a very capable arm. Um, maybe not quite QB1, but definitely has that upside for sure.
I got him as of right now. I got him anywhere between 13 and 16 because I got to see how he look. Um, I know he's not gonna play much preseason, but I just got to see how he look. But I'm high on him though. Like you brought it up to the Kevin O'Connell, and he has plenty of weapons surrounding him with Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and T.J. Hawkinson, combined with a very solid rushing attack. Aaron Jones
Yeah,
and an acquisition that nobody's talking about. I got two of them that nobody's talking about. Is the acquisition of Jordan Mason as his backup. That
yeah.
will be perfect.
So it's funny. Mason kind of leads me into one of my other sleepers, Isaac Garendo. Um,
Ooh, I got him too. I got him
yeah,
too.
yeah, dude. Uh,
So what you
he didn't play
thinking?
a lot of games. He didn't play a lot of games last year. Only I think 4 or 5 games, but 17, 18 points per game he averaged last year.
Yes.
Um, he's somebody you'll probably be able to get late in the draft. Um, obviously it's all going to depend on how McCaffrey is playing and his health. But you talked about Mason, right? So Mason last year had an 8.2 target rate, 8.0 target rate per route run. Garendo had 15.1. They just, for whatever reason, I don't know why. Maybe it'll be different this year, but they just didn't. Looks like they didn't feel comfortable passing Jordan Mason the ball last year, certainly in comparison to Garendo. Um, yeah, so I really
Yeah,
like him. And again,
Jordan Mason
you don't
is
wish anything
really.
bad on McCaffrey, but we'll see.
Hey, I that's a sleeper of mine too. I'm drafting Isaiah Garendo in most of my leagues, because I think week 5, week 6, CMC be out for the year, and Isaiah Garendo will be the main back because they only use one back in San Fran. So,
Right, and when you're looking at handcuffs, you always want a handcuff with you. It's always
yeah,
better if you have a handcuff with receiving
yeah,
capability.
yeah,
It just gives them that much more upside.
with that speed,
Well, damn, it's gonna be half the show if we
yeah.
got all the same one.
Hey, all right. So let me go back to the my last stat. Basically, what you were saying about Kevin O'Connor. I think you said what you said 27 out of 50.
Yep. 27 out of 51 games.
Okay, I got this. With the system, like I said, the O'Connor system, Sam Donald finished ninth last year in fantasy. Ain't nobody. I wish somebody would come out and say they saw that coming.
Right, right.
I wish somebody would. But anyway, he finished ninth and got him a contract in Seattle. Um, Kirk Cousins in 23, he averaged 21.7 before turning his Achilles. In 22, he finished sixth at the quarterback position. After he went down in 23, I hope everybody remembers Joshua Dobbs that got traded in the mid-season after the injury. He averaged 19.8 points in 5 starts till he got hurt and Nick Mullins come in, averaging
Joshua
17.8 in
Joshua
4 starts.
Dobbs is Joshua Dobbs is a journeyman quarterback, right? He played for the Commanders for a bit.
Yeah, he played Tennessee, uh, Minnesota. He's on Patriots now. Yeah, he's pretty much. Yeah,
Yeah, dude, I remember him. I don't remember what it is, but he's got a cool background story. I remember really wishing that he
yeah,
was going to work out, but he is a journeyman.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely not a QB1 guy.
All right, but so yeah, we on the same page with that and Isaiah Garendo. So I guess my stat. I'm gonna say the player that I think will really uh showcase what he's capable of, like his potential, go really surface this year because I think he found the team where a team went 100% in on him. If they don't draft a quarterback in the first 3 rounds, I'm going all in on Justin Fields.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Yeah, I have. I mean, I have Justin Fields as a sleeper. Um,
Yes.
and, I mean, in his last 3 seasons, finished QB 5, QB 10, QB 7 without playing full seasons. Without playing full
Yes.
seasons.
Yes.
I like
Yes.
dude. I didn't like Mike Tomlin before this, but after he stole Justin Fields, stole him a 6 round pick,
Yeah.
and then traded him away a season after, and didn't even try, dude. I hate Mike Tomlin after that, dude.
I,
I
I
really like Justin Fields.
I got a question because I was thinking of this because I don't know if you know, but I'm not a Cowboys fan no more. I can't keep supporting something like that. But anyway, the year that Justin Fields, it was last year. He went to he got traded from Chicago to Pittsburgh for I think what a fifth or sixth, like you said. Um, I wanted Cowboys to trade Dak. He had a no trade clause, but you could have traded him for the top 2 or 3 of the top 10 teams that was in the draft last year. And you know last year was a quarterback heavy draft. You could have got a first
Right.
round pick for Dak because Dak was coming off finishing second in MVP. So I would have traded Dak then. Um, I want to get because I knew I had to resign him, so I would have traded him then. I know a team like the Patriots, Atlanta before they got Kirk Cousins, the Jets, uh, shoot, even Washington. But once Washington found out where they was picking at, you know that was going for Daniels or either May. But anyway, I would have traded Dak last year when he was coming off to finish the second MVP race. I would have at least got a first,
Yeah.
if not 2 seconds. So I would have got something. I would have had to resign him, and we wouldn't have been in cap hell. And I would have traded for. I would have gave a fourth round for Justin Fields instead of giving a fourth round for Trey Lance.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's why
Yeah.
Cowboys are dumb. Cowboys will finish. I got a stat for you. Cowboys will finish last in the division next year. Boom. I
I don't
said it.
know, dude. They might be fighting with the Eagles for last. I think Eagles are gonna fall off a cliff this year.
Ooh.
I like. I mean, dude. Yeah. Say like how many times has it worked out to pay the old running back who just got the most yards? So what does that translate to? He just had his most violent season that he's ever had. He just got hit and roughed up the most. Yeah, he had a lot of breakout runs where he didn't get hit, but he got the ball a lot. And he's old. He's not old for a human being. He's younger than I am, but
He's
he's
old
old
for a
for a
running back.
football player, and he's really
Yes.
old for a running back. He's
Yes.
already he's already outlived most NFL running backs. So again, I mean, there are guys who can do it, right? Derrick Henry can do it. Um, I don't know name other guys who can do it for that long
LaDainian
and run like that.
Thompson, Emmitt Smith, Adrian Peterson. It's on a few.
Yeah, you're talking about the elite Hall of
Yeah.
Famer
Hall of
guys, and
Famers.
not that he can't be, obviously not
Yeah.
that he can't be,
Yeah.
but even there's a lot of guys in the Hall of Fame who didn't play for that long, especially at the running back position.
I agree with you.
And
I agree. I was trying to tell Rick in the show about the running backs, the top 12. The reason why I had number two and not number one like everybody else because just look at the history. Look at the history of a running back having all
getting
those
paid.
turns, having all those yards. What happened to them the next year? They fall off. They don't fall
Yeah, dude.
completely off, but they not gonna return that value that you could draft them number one next year.
Yeah, dude. Think about how nasty Zeke was, and then he
Oh
had a,
yeah,
a great season,
yeah.
got paid, fell off.
They ran them to the ground. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Running backs
So
don't last long, man. You got to be,
right.
like you said, you got to be top tier running back, generational type running back, because you'll fall off
Yeah, and maybe
quick,
and maybe
bro.
he is. He showed that last season. So maybe if he's able to do even 70% of that for another 2-3 seasons,
Yeah,
yeah, that's nasty.
yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we on the same page with that too. All right. So
So
the one player
my
that
my
I got.
last one I have,
Okay, go ahead.
my last one, Michael Pittman. I think I think
Ooh.
you can package him with Anthony Richardson. I think Anthony Richardson will be able to turn it around, have a decent season this year. Um, I think Pittman will benefit catching passes from Anthony Richardson over Gardner Minshew. Um, yeah, I like him.
Ah, that's a tough one right there, bro. Cause I got Daniel Jones. They already came out and said that they go. It's open competition. Daniel Jones is a better quarterback
Oh
today
yeah,
than Richardson,
yeah.
so I just don't even
It
see Richardson on
absolutely is.
the field.
Dude, here's the thing, and this is why this is the thing about the Colts is one, Anthony Richardson is super young, really young,
Yeah, yeah,
and they said that they knew that when they drafted him. They knew that
yeah.
he was going to take a
A
decent amount of
project.
work, and yeah, and then it's like then they got to when the project stuff started happening, and we're like, no, we can't have this, and it's like, what are you guys doing?
I agree with
So,
you. I think they mishandled that. I agree with you. I agree with you. Like I said, I
but
wouldn't give up on him. Me personally, I
I'm
wouldn't give up on him.
right, and but I'm a big stats guy. So with that stat is no rookie quarterback has ever been benched by the team that drafted them, and then gone on to be successful with that
Yeah,
same team.
yeah,
They've gone on to be some of them have gone on to be successful elsewhere, and obviously
yeah,
people break statistics all the time, but
yeah.
hasn't happened yet.
Different. I just think he need a different change of scenery. I think he need a team where he got some structure. I think he need a team with a great quarterback coach to work on his mechanics. Cause man, this man is not a natural quarterback. It's all athleticism.
Yeah, dude, we're happy to have him come over sit behind Jayden.
Man, that's I guess you can say that about a lot of teams, bro. But like I said, Pittman is the number one. He gets a lot of short targets. So he's the type of receiver. He's a PPR receiver. Like
Yeah,
he go have 12 every game. He will give you 12 every game.
I mean, I think you finished wide receiver 12 or 14 last year.
He
Um,
finished nah, no, he didn't. He wasn't even close.
let's see.
He finished 41.
I don't know what I was looking at.
He finished 13 the year before.
Oh, what I'm looking at right now says he finished overall wide receiver 14 in 2024.
I guess they don't calculate the
I'm
games that he
yeah
missed and the games that he left early with injuries. I understand. But like I said, as far as like a PPR receiver, like say for instance, Michael Pittman my third receiver, I like that. But I wouldn't like if he my first or second.
no but I mean he again like you said like he doesn't have a lot of guys to compete with. Projected like 30% of target share somewhere in that range, high 20s, low 30s.
Oh no, I got somebody to compete with him. He came on
Who
strong last year.
on the Colts?
Yeah, Josh Downs.
True. No, you're right. You're right. I'm sure, and I'm sure, if you had the sleepers conversation with enough different people, that he would be on that list as well.
Yeah, I got Josh Downs being a number one receiver.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that would totally squash that then.
He
It,
just
it'll
more
be
of
it'll be
a
interesting to see.
he just more of a fluid receiver. He's a small statue receiver, and Pittman is a big body. Like remember that receiver you brought up earlier that you said
Yeah.
look out for? That's Michael Pittman.
Sure. So I guess really what it's going to come down to then is, if Daniel Jones has the job, he's going to go with whoever is the number one guy on paper, right? But I think if Anthony Richardson gets that job, and I think he will, because how depressing is it for Daniel Jones to be your starting quarterback? Even the coaches know it's depressing,
I
right?
think Michael Pittman
Um,
actually would play better. Michael Pittman would play better with Daniel Jones. And Richardson, Josh Downs target. When anytime the pocket break down or the first read is covered, which is Michael Pittman the first read, it they covered or something, right? He always looked to chuck the ball deep. And
right.
Josh Downs is that receiver.
That's what I'm saying is that I think that if Anthony Richardson ends up being QB1, it will depend on who he has the better relationship with. Especially because he's just a young quarterback and he does end up. I don't know how their line is. Um, was he
They
running
middle
first
of the
like last
pack.
year?
Yeah, they middle of the pack.
Okay, yeah. So then that probably is not too scary for him, being that he's super mobile. Um,
I got Colts finishing last in that division. I got Colts being one of the worst teams in the NFL with the Saints. Um, Colts are done. If I was them, I would trade. I would trade Jonathan Taylor, get whatever I can from him. I
I
would. I would. They just
I
need to
think it is going to
rebuild.
be such a I think it's going to be such a crazy season because you have a handful of now second, third year quarterbacks. Like there's a pack of them, and
Yeah,
they're nasty, right? And then you got a lot of guys like Herbert, um, like uh, like Lawrence, even Joe Burrows in some ways. Like a lot of guys who really need to perform this year and win. Not just perform, a lot of guys who need to win this year, right? Guys who can perform but need to win this year. And then you have Michael Penix, J.J. McCarthy, Drake May, C.J. Stroud, Jaden Daniels, like this whole class of
yeah,
super high
young,
level elite
young,
quarterbacks that are just
yeah,
hungry,
yeah,
and come for the most part all came into the league swinging.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. You're
it,
right.
it,
I
it's
mean, it's a youth
yeah,
move. It was mainly in the NBA. That's why I don't like watching NBA no more. They took away the vets. But it's a youth movement, man. If you're not producing at an old age or older age, bro, they looking to get off you, man. So the NFL switching
yeah,
to that. NFL
yeah,
said I
and
can go through the draft and get a rookie contract that's cheap,
yeah, and where are pocket passers? I like it. I mean, I don't know much about Jackson Dart. Is he a pocket passer? I mean, if not,
bro.
are there any?
I don't think none of honestly, bro. I don't think
It's
none of these
done.
quarterbacks are ready to step in and start. I don't care what nobody say. I know I don't watch a lot
I
of college
Yeah,
football, but I seen Cam Ward, the highlights, the film that they showed on ESPN and stuff like. I can't see him coming in like come in like they did last year. May, Daniels. Like
right.
they came in smoking. Like it wasn't no huge adjustment for them. Yeah, they struggle from time to time, but we knew that they was the franchise quarterback. I'm not gonna see that when he go to Tennessee, man. I'm not seeing that, bro.
I will say my warning label. No hate on him. I don't think that he's a bad quarterback. I think that when he's playing, he's good. But Michael Penix has 4 season-ending injuries in 4 consecutive years. I think he has two ACLs,
Yeah,
a
he do.
hip, and a shoulder.
Yeah.
Um, that I mean that's terrifying to me.
No,
I hope that it
that
doesn't.
is.
I hope that it doesn't happen. I hope that he balls out. But I think that Michael Penix will be Tua 2.0, except worse. I think he will be more fragile than Tua.
I mean, like I said again, I agree because that is a lot of injury in a short period of time. So yes, I agree. But it all depends on, like I said, the system. The system he was in, like I don't know. See, that's why I ain't keep up with Atlanta. Did they switch that offensive coordinator? I don't know
I believe they did. I believe they did at the end of the season.
because what they showed the last 3 4 weeks of the season, they was hyper targeting Drake London. They pretty much gave up. They said, "I'm tired of you, Pitts." That's why I said I don't know why nobody trade for Pitts for a fifth round pick. I don't understand. Um,
Yeah,
um, and they leaned on Bijan Robinson and cut off Algier. So I just think that if they didn't switch coaching staff, I'm just saying if they didn't switch coaching staff, I don't know. I'm gonna have to look that up. If they didn't switch the coaching staff that was there the last part of the last season, I like Penix staying healthy a little longer
yeah.
because that
January
that
29th.
offensive line like 12.
Um, January 29th of last year, Zach Robinson was hired as their offensive coordinator.
Yes, he came from the Rams. That's why I love
He
him.
came from the Rams. Exactly, exactly.
So
Um,
if he's still there, I want Penix Jr. and Drake London and Bijan Robinson.
yeah, yeah. I mean, those guys are all nasty, and not to
Yeah,
mention, like, I mean, you did, but Pitts is there as well.
yeah. Like I said, if I was a team that need to switch things up and need some athleticism, and now key, I would say playmakers, I would take a chance on Pitts with a fifth round or fourth round to do that. So why not? If I was
Yeah, I'm.
Washington, I know people
I
say
mean, yeah,
Zach Ertz, but he old, bro.
he's old. He's old. Yeah, dude. We. That's
Man,
the
you
thing
give
is like,
Kyle Pitts with Jaden Daniels, with
yeah,
Terry McLaurin, with Debo Samuels, with Brian Robinson and Austin Eckler, man, bro. And
yeah. I
Skidmore,
think. Yeah, dude, that would be sick. But I mean, I think if we get him, who knows? I mean, Brian Robinson is decent.
yeah.
You know, he's good enough, but he's a microwave running back. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Like
you was almost right last year, bro.
about what?
Austin Eckler finished as the top 24.
Man, I thought he was gonna have a much
He
better
was no,
season.
no, 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 no. He was playing. It's just they kept giving the ball to every other running back. Just give Austin Eckler the ball more, bro.
Yeah, and so we'll see, dude. And so this year could really be it, man, in terms of Eckler, because now you have Laramie Tunsil, so you have a
I love what
hopefully
Washington did. I love what Washington did.
you got a lot more time. You got a lot more time in the screen now. Hopefully, you move Brandon Coleman, who struggled at left tackle, right? But hard, probably one of the hardest, other than center on the line. Very hard position to play. You got to be nasty. Um,
Hmm.
they're going to move him to the right side now that we have Tunsil, and
I
him
like
on the
that.
right side is going to be nasty.
They
So I think,
y'all stole him from Houston. I don't know what Houston doing.
yeah,
They did a Dallas. They pulled the Dallas Cowboys. They went 20 steps backwards. They went all in last year, and I loved it. I understand it didn't work out. That's because of injuries. It won't because of y'all ain't doing it. It was injuries. They were injured on the O line. Stephon Diggs got hurt in week 6 or week 7 for the year. What's his name? The Tank Dale got hurt for the year. I mean, oh yeah, Nico Collins missed 6 to 8 weeks. Like, come on, bro.
yeah, yeah. When stuff like that happens, it's like it sucks. Sometimes
Man,
you
I would have
belong.
ran it back.
Like
I
that.
would have ran it back. I would have let. I still would
Right.
have let Diggs go, but I would have ran it back, bro. I would have went and got me another receiver. They went and got Christian Kirk. Come on, bro. I would have got Debo. Debo would have
Yeah.
fit perfect in Houston. I would have got Devontae Adams. He would have fit perfect beside Nico. I really think the Rams, if Stafford stays healthy, I got the Rams doing some major. I'm talking about offensive stats numbers. I got them putting up some numbers.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I love Stafford. I forget, which quarterback the Commanders were going through. Probably, I don't know, sometime around Sam Howell or Josh Downs, um, when Stafford became available. So it was Stafford and Darnold were both available. And I love Stafford. I guess I'm glad that we didn't take him now, so we ended up with Daniels. But yeah, Stafford is a awesome QB.
I'm ready to move him up the rankings because I think I'm disrespecting Stafford, so I'm ready to move him up my rankings. I didn't even have him in my top 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I ain't even have him in my top 18. I'm gonna move him up.
What do you think Darnold will do this year?
Sam Donald?
Yeah,
Hey, again. I'm never gonna call a player, or I'm gonna try not to ever call an NFL player garbage or trash because they are professionals. They made it to the next level, something that I never even got close to. So nobody's garbage and trash that made it to the pros. So I'm gonna start with that. But I can say this: last year it was all the system. Sam Donald is not him. He is not him. So whoever go draft Sam Donald, especially in the two quarterback league, if people thinking Sam Darnold could be a great number two, they better think twice.
I do. I agree with that. I agree with
This
that.
remind me
I,
of a Deshaun Watson last year. This would just remind me of.
I
I'm just saying, how some coaches was high on Deshaun Watson?
what coaches?
No, I said some coaches was high on Deshaun Watson last year. I'm talking the
Yeah,
beginning of the
yeah,
year.
yeah.
And then by having Jameis Winston, it made it really good so you can have the stack. So if you had both of them, it do sound enticing. But
Sure.
it reminds me of that. Like I knew, well, me personally, I wasn't high on him. Um, I knew that he was done. Like he's not gonna be the same Deshaun Watson
Yeah.
is. And people don't understand. It's not his ability. I'm telling you right now, it's his mental. He did that stuff that he's accused of, bro.
Right. Right. Well,
So
also
his
too,
mental,
just
and
like just like
then look
Saquon,
him.
just like Saquon, he just got paid. Lots of guys fall off right after they get paid. I think again, I think a lot of it is mental, and
I
you
when
know
you say
the
fall off
middle.
of Barkley, how
What's
far
that?
you mean? When you say fall off of Barkley, where would you rank him next year
Bro.
then?
Man.
He not falling out your top 12 though, right?
I
Because
don't know, dude.
he still got the number two ranked offensive line. He still got Jalen Hurts. He still got AJ Brown. He still got Devontae Smith. He still got Dallas Goddard. He still got a top with the number one defense from last year. Like, how
I
can
mean,
you still
I
fall off
don't
that
think
much?
I don't. I mean, I don't think that Jalen Hurts plays what anyone will consider a full season next year.
I can see this for one of your part of your argument or one of your points that you brought up about Barkley. I can see him getting hurt, but I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
I
see him
mean,
fall
yeah,
off.
yeah. That's the thing, right? That's what we're
Yeah,
talking about is with aging running backs.
yeah,
Is he going to be able to stay healthy? And
yeah.
then
I can see that because they lean too much on him.
right, and then it also depends what type of injury you have. You know, if you're fighting mild turf toe through the whole season, that will show up in your yards.
That's true. That's
You
those
know,
little
if
injuries.
it's a
People don't. You got a point there. I even started
right,
doing it
right,
as a fantasy football manager or coach. I started looking at
right.
the small injuries, bro. If you got a small injury and that player's playing through it, you gotta expect a decline in his play. You have to.
Yeah, yeah. It's the soft tissue issues that are the worst. You
That's
know,
why I was scared
like you
last year.
need.
Remember you told
Yeah,
me I was
right.
scared
No,
with
that
Jaden
yeah,
Daniels. No, I was scared with Jaden Daniels had the ribs. I traded him.
yeah, yeah. No,
So
that's
just think about that. If I, you know the team I had, so think about if I would have kept Daniels, because I traded
I'm
for
glad.
Kyler Murray
Yeah,
and Marvin Harrison Jr. So just think
yeah.
if I would have kept Daniels.
I'm glad you didn't.
Oh, now I still was gonna trade me you
That's
though.
yeah. Oh, well, happy to have him. Sucks I
Yeah,
got to
I
get him
still
for
was
the
gonna
season.
trade because remember we talked about it early in the season, bro.
Yeah.
I'm a man of my word. We talked about it early in the season. I said if I'm ever gonna trade him, I'm gonna hit you up first. And remember what happened was you didn't get back with me in time.
Oh yeah, I did. Did I
Yeah.
get him from Ricky? Yeah,
Yeah, you got it from
that's
Rick
right.
because I traded Rick him for Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. I just thought that Marvin Harrison Jr. that stack is so much value in getting a stack. I just thought they could at least be top 15. But man, Kyler Murray was so up and down, and Marvin Harrison Jr. have two games and then have three straight duds. Like to be in your starting lineup like that, man.
It's rough.
Man,
It's rough.
I just had so much other trades that I made or didn't make that I regret, and stuff like that. So going into next year, I already told all the coaches, man, the amount of trades in the leagues are ridiculous. Sitting back looking at it now, the amount of trades in the leagues are ridiculous. So I'm not gonna be a part of it. So I'm only trading quarterly. Like I'm evaluating my team every 3 to 4 weeks.
I like it.
The only time you go see me in a trade talk is when I got players on my team injured, and I'm not the type of coach to wait. I don't like waiting. So I will trade my team if my team get hurt.
It might be too late then.
No, no, no. That's what I'm saying. I don't wait. You see what I'm saying? Like, say if my players get hurt and they say they be out for 4 weeks, I would try to trade them the first 2 weeks of the four. Once it get closer to them returning, then the value go up for what I can ask for. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's how that goes. So, but I don't really deal with injuries though. Anyway, I do a great job of staying away from injury-prone players, and I get luck involved in it too because out of all my 7 years playing, well, I've been playing for 9 years now. My 9 years playing fantasy, I never had a team with injuries. I never had to deal with a lot of injuries because I trade.
Speaking of injuries, who was the number one running back in the league before Saquon Barkley?
Before him,
Yeah,
CMC.
that's right.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
I
right.
agree with you. I agree
That's
with you
right.
with the amount of touches he had. They used him. His usage was too high. That's why AJ Brown. I got a feeling. With see, I can agree with this. I take that back. The more and more we talk, I'm kind of leaning towards you. I think Philly will take a step back because of two things. One, they will continue to lean on Barkley, and I think the wear and tear will wear him down throughout the year. And two, AJ Brown is he tired of this shit, bro. I don't care if I'm winning. I want the ball.
Yeah, and there's a third. Here's the third reason. I would be willing to bet that the tush push gets banned.
How you feel
They
about it?
push. I think it should be banned, and I will tell you why. Because if I were the defense and I needed to stop that play, I would just do exactly what they're doing on that side of the ball. I would take the biggest dude I had on my defense, and then I would take the second and third biggest dude, and I would line them up like a rugby play for both of their shoulders to
Oh
drive into
yeah,
the back of his hips and
yeah,
shove him through the front of the line. You can't do that.
yeah.
It's illegal to do that on defense. So you can't have a play that's
Damn,
illegal to
that's
do on one
true,
side of the
bro.
ball that's
That's
legal to do on the
true.
other. That's it.
I didn't never think of
So
that. That's true.
yeah, I mean, because that's how they used to try and block field goals, and then they deemed it unsafe. So it's like if you can't do it on one side of the ball, you can't do it on the other.
I
Up
think they go
until
banned it because it's taking away the fun of the game.
I mean that's
It's
and
not
so it
interesting. It's not. I don't know where it's interesting if you're a Philly fan.
right, and so the thing that sucks about it is like you would rather just see a teams
Yeah.
learn to stop it and it go away that way. Um, but I think it's going to end up getting banned.
No, 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 no,
Um,
no, no, no. You proved the point. You made a great point right there too. That's what will happen this year. I think what it gonna take is not to stop it. Jalen Hurts will get hurt.
right. So hey, if
So
it does
that's
get
what will
banned,
stop
you
it.
can
They're
thank
gonna stop it
you can
because
thank
of
Frankie
the injury
Luvu.
that hurts.
Right, because somebody is going to time it right one time and get over to the top of that line and smoke him. Um,
So
I mean, I don't
um
know. Who knows? It hasn't happened in what 3 seasons, so
yeah, it's been
maybe it
three
will. Maybe it
years and
won't.
they still at 90. I think they had like 92% completion. Man, that's crazy, bro. I just don't
Yeah,
understand why they just don't do it every play. They get 3 yards every run.
yeah. My middle school football team won. We won the Super Bowl. We didn't call it the tush push. We called it the wedge, but it was that play. It worked.
Where was this? Why I'm uninvited?
When I was in middle school.
Oh, oh, when you was in middle school.
Yeah,
Still,
yeah.
I'm
No,
still saying the
not when I was
same thing.
coaching.
Why I won't
Yeah.
invite? I love football, did too. Hold up, how old you is,
Yeah.
Josh?
What's 36?
Yeah, so yeah, we when you was in middle school, I was in what grade you said?
Eighth grade. Where
Eighth
did
grade.
you play
Oh,
around here?
so when you was in eighth grade, I was in 10th. All right, no man, I'm an
But
old head.
did you play around here?
I played 1 year with Armstrong is organized football. I
Okay.
was a bro. As a kid, bro, I ain't had no confidence, bro. I only went off just the excitement of playing a sport. I ain't had no confidence when I was little, bro. If I had the confidence I
Oh,
had now in high school, I ain't saying I would have made the pros. I'm not saying that because I'm not delusional like that. but I would have had a college scholarship because
Oh,
I
dude,
know how much I cared. It just I was afraid. I ain't have the confidence, but things that I love to do is play defense. So in basketball, bro, I'm the type of player that I'm shutting people down. But offensively, when you give me the ball, it's too much pressure on me with all them lights.
yeah, I was terrible at football. I started, but my nickname on the team was Rudy. You know, like Rudy from Notre
Oh
Dame.
yeah, bro.
Um, I was a tryhard, but I wasn't very good. I
Yeah, I
think
play.
I scored.
Well, I would say I would rate my grade my quarterback play for the first time, first ever time playing quarterback in an organized system. I would rate that as a C plus. Um, the reason why I do a C plus and I didn't fail is because I know that the school I played with. I played for Armstrong, bro. They didn't fucking care, bro. They didn't. I didn't, bro. We didn't. As a quarterback, right? I didn't watch no film. I didn't know what the defense was gonna do. I don't know who that star players is. It won't none of that, bro.
You like Jamarcus Russell.
Bro, like I was just out there. We practiced on these same 4 or 5 plays, and they had me throw it to the same person. Like that. Any defense can stop that, bro.
Sure.
So I
Yeah.
just wish I would. I
Wherever the
just wish
ball's
I would
going.
have went. I wish I would have went to another team. I mean, another school that actually cared about all that players, not just favoritism. And I wish I would have went. I wish I would have had that support that
Absolutely.
my nephew had that my nephew have now, man. If I had that support for my that support for my family, my so-called friends at the time and parents, man, I would have been better, bro. I would have been better.
Yeah, of course, dude. Support is very important for young athletes.
So that's why I'm staying in my daughter's life, even though they're not doing that. That shit is killing me right now. But my little one, I guarantee you, she could do something. But my oldest one, she don't want to be, she don't like the limelight, so she stay in the shadows.
Yeah, man. Different strokes for different folks. All good.
Oh no, that's cool. I'm okay
Yeah,
with
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I want her to be herself. I don't want her to do something that I want her to do. I want her to
Yeah,
be herself. Because I don't want her to do something just because I said it and then she don't love it and then she's not gonna give it 100. No, I don't want you to do that. I want you to give a hundred
right.
percent because I don't do nothing. I don't do nothing in my life halfway. Something, saying, how you do something day in, day out, like those things you do day in, day out. I'm not doing nothing half-ass. I'm always gonna try to be the best. I'm trying to be the best
Yeah,
father. I'm trying to be the best son. I'm always competing. I'm always competing. I'm always competing. Sheet metal. I've been in almost 20 years in sheet metal, bro. I'm named. Like when you ask about a sheet metalist, I'm gonna be one of the person be like, yeah, I know Curtis. Or I know all world. I don't do shit just to do it. I'm not gonna do something for years and suck at it. You crazy, bro.
yeah, dude. I love to hear it, man. That's what's up.
Like you
Only way to
crazy.
be.
But man, I really not like all joking aside, Josh. Ever since day one, you joined the league, bro. Nothing but respect. Your vibe, your energy, your heart, man. It inspired me to be a better person through my path over the past year and a half, man. Because I had a coming to reality type situation, bro. So I'm glad it happened and being around and talking to people like you, my brother Ra, Showtime, um, Will had called me and checked up on me, man. Listen, man, I just appreciate all of y'all, bro, because y'all think I'd be joking when I say I love fucking fantasy football. I love fucking fantasy football, Josh. That's all I care about. I don't give a fuck about no other sport. I barely watch any other sport. I'm strictly, and doing this podcast, I'm definitely not gonna watch any other sport.
No, dude, that's awesome to hear all that. It really is. Thank you for saying that stuff. It's an awesome league. I'm happy to be a part of it. I mean, shit, just about everybody in the league, even some people I've had some arguments with as of late, all showed up to the hospital when I wrecked my motorcycle, and sat at my bedside. So that shit's awesome.
Yeah, bro. a family, bro. I'm trying to build the tightest second family you'll ever be a part of. That's the plan, that's the goal, and I'm never gonna stop, you know what I'm saying, going towards that, reaching towards that. I want to have everybody have a voice in the league. Oh yeah, reminder, June 1st is the league meeting.
All right,
That's on a
I
Sunday.
will be there.
So hopefully everybody attend. If they can't attend, hopefully they at least be in through a via of a text or a call because we can vote on certain rule changes.
All right,
All right, bro. I'll catch you later, man. I appreciate it again, man.
all right, buddy.
Another fan episode, man. Thanks again, Josh.
All right, man. Have a good night. Later.
All right,
Thanks for having me.
all right.
All world fantasy, we break it down raw. Draft board champs with a playbook to all. High game vicious, the knowledge too deep. From sweepers to stars, we make your team elite.